Most gardeners don't realize their soil problems aren't caused by lack of fertilizer, they're caused by dead biology. Once soil loses microbial activity, no amount of compost or chemical feeding brings it back properly. It just becomes a cycle of adding more inputs to fix a system that is already collapsing underneath. And the strange part is that one of the simplest ways to restart dead soil costs almost nothing: rice. But not in the way most people think. Before I explain that, I started noticing something important in my own beds when things were failing. Water was not behaving consistently in the soil. Either it drained too fast or stayed soggy too long. That imbalance kills soil life quietly over time. That's why I started using the YAMRON 4-in-1 soil moisture meter to stop guessing. It showed me that most dead soil problems were actually moisture instability problems first, not nutrient problems. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. Now here's where the rice method changes everything. Most gardeners think rice is just food waste. Big Ag ignores it in soil systems because it's too simple, too cheap, and doesn't require products or supply chains. But when used correctly, rice becomes a microbial ignition tool for soil that looks completely exhausted. The mistake people make is dumping whole rice or thick layers into soil. That creates rot, not regeneration. The real method is controlled microbial feeding, not waste dumping. I first tested this in a raised bed that had been sitting unproductive for almost a full season. The soil was compacted, pale, and barely holding moisture. Instead of adding compost or fertilizer, I started with something simple: rice rinse water. I took 1 part rice rinse water and diluted it with about 3 parts clean water, then applied it directly to the soil every 7 to 10 days under mulch. Nothing dramatic. No digging. No mixing. Within 2 to 3 weeks, something shifted. The soil started holding moisture more evenly. Worm activity increased under the mulch layer. And the surface stopped crusting completely. What's actually happening is microbial stimulation. The starches in rice water feed bacteria first, and that bacterial bloom becomes food for higher soil organisms like protozoa and worms. It's not fertilizer. It's biological activation. And this is the part most people miss. You don't fix dead soil by adding nutrients first. You fix it by restarting the food web. Once that bed responded, I pushed further. I tested cooked rice wash residues mixed into compost-free mulch systems at a very light rate, about a handful spread thinly under 2 to 3 inches of dry leaves or grass clippings per square meter. Not visible piles. Thin distribution. The key is oxygen access. If rice material is buried too thick or left exposed in clumps, it goes anaerobic and attracts pests. But when it's dispersed under carbon mulch, it becomes a slow microbial feed that integrates directly into the soil system. In 1 pepper bed, this combination completely changed water behavior. Instead of water running off or pooling, it started absorbing evenly into the root zone. That's a sign of restored soil structure, not just added nutrients. And I want to be clear here. This does not replace compost long term. It replaces dependency on compost when soil biology is collapsed or inactive. It's a restart method, not a permanent feeding system. After about a month of consistent rice water applications plus mulch coverage, earthworm activity became visible without digging. That matters because worms are not attracted by nutrients alone, they follow microbial activity and moisture stability. Now here's where most gardeners go wrong when they hear rice fixes soil. They overapply it. If you flood soil with rice water every day, you crash oxygen levels and create imbalance. The correct approach is light, spaced applications combined with consistent surface cover. Think of it as feeding the soil food web slowly, not forcing growth. I also tested this in container systems, and the results were even more sensitive. In grow bags, I used rice water only once every 2 weeks, heavily diluted, because containers shift oxygen and moisture much faster than ground soil. In hydroponic transition beds, where plants move from water systems into soil, the rice method helps seedlings adjust faster because microbial activity stabilized around the root zone earlier than normal. Now here's the uncomfortable truth most commercial soil systems don't talk about. Dead soil is profitable. Because once soil biology is gone, you become dependent on fertilizers, amendments, and repeat inputs every season. But when soil biology is active, it sustains itself and reduces external dependency over time. That's why simple methods like rice-based activation are rarely promoted in mainstream gardening advice. After running this system long enough, the biggest change wasn't just plant growth. It was stability. Soil stopped swinging between extremes. Plants stopped showing random deficiency symptoms. And watering became more predictable. That's what healthy soil actually looks like. Not just fertile. Stable. If you take one thing from this, it's this: stop trying to feed dead soil like it's already alive. Restart it first. If this helped, subscribe to Farmogic, because we focus on real soil systems that rebuild fertility naturally in raised beds, containers, and backyard gardens. And share this with someone still throwing compost and fertilizer at soil that's already biologically asleep.